doing all sorts of stuff. All sorts of things. Oh, nope. That's not how it's going to go. There we go. Okay. We got Instagram. We got Facebook. And we are all in the same area. This is exciting. Yes. Did this. This was a lot of thinking to figure out how I was going to figure this out. Because last time, I tried to use the Chromebook. I tried to use my laptop. The laptop looks like it's a potato. It has a horrible camera on it. So we have Instagram and we have Facebook. We're all here. So we can make this cheesesteak. I said it right. Cheesesteak bake. This is from Jessica Dukes, who, if you don't know already, which you probably do because she's pretty great, she's Daily Ketosis. This is her recipe. It's good. It's really good, actually. We made it this weekend and ate it, so now we get to have it again this week. I'm really loving the, like, testing recipes and then getting to have them, like, during the week. I did! Look at this! Jordan. What? I already cut onions and I already cut the peppers. Did it. I got all of the shit. There's so much stuff on this table. I love this dining room table. Fits so many things. I did everything. Am I glowing? I'm hot. I've been sick. So, okay. Let's see. All right. Facebook. Y'all are down here. Hey, friends. Instagram. Let's do this. So, one. Look at this. I did that on accident. I burnt butter on it. Paul doesn't know yet. It'll be okay. We're just gonna act like it didn't happen. He'll just never notice it's there, I think. Okay, so what happened was I decided to make steak outside. So it didn't set off my fire alarm. And it burnt to the bottom of the skillet. So, there's that. Okay, we are making Jessica, Daily Ketosis' cheesecake bake. She gives a couple options for things that you can do. So one, she gives you a ton of meat options. So you can use like deli meat. You can use skirt steak. You can use, what else did she say? Steakums or whatever brand you have of cheesesteak meat. Really anything. She uses, I just don't eat deli meat, so I can't remember the name of it. What is it? Roast beef. Roast beef. Or shaved steak. Anything will work. I'm actually going to use a flat iron steak. It's from my iron. That iron steak. Iron steak. It's from Butcher Box. I love their meats. They're beautiful. Ah, that was hot. So, this is what I'm going to use. It's frozen. So, Alton Brown. Which I think my boyfriend told me, and then I Googled it, so I knew what I was doing. Because if you don't Google things beforehand, you will fuck shit up. If you use, like, so you're supposed to, like, put the meat in the freezer. It's already been in the freezer, so I'm just going to cut it out of this. And then I'm going to take a really sharp knife and cut really small slivers of it. I did it this weekend, and it worked so beautifully. Like, amazing. So I'm getting my skillet hot. I'm going to go ahead and spray it with some oil. This is just avocado oil. Like the ingredients say avocado oil. That's all that's in this. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Alright, so this is what I'm going to make my onions in. I don't think that Jessica preps her ingredients. I wanted really, really soft brown onions. So I'm going to go ahead and cook them beforehand before putting them in there. I don't think she did. I'm just going to have to be extra. Okay, so I cut onions. One, I Googled how to slice an onion the right way. I did that because I didn't want them to be ugly. And I always get like weird chunks. I just can't cut things. So I Googled it. It made pretty onions this time. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. I don't. I just Googled everything. I have no idea what I'm doing. But I actually decided, I was like, you know what? Maybe we learned what we're doing. Because if we're going to do it, let's do it well now. Don't get me wrong. At the beginning of keto, I still cannot cook very many things. I'm not going to lie. I'm not a very good cook. Like, I was thinking about it the other day, and I was like, what did you used to eat? Like, what did I used to eat other than fast food, which was the major everything I ate? Have you tried Taco Bueno? So, I was thinking about what I made. It's like, what did I make? Like, I don't remember. All I have is a little bit of olive oil and onions in a skillet right here. I'm going to cook them down until they're like pretty and brown. I also am going to put green peppers and mushrooms. I'm not going to pre-cook those. I did pre-cook the mushrooms last time. I don't think they need to be pre-cooked. They're fine. I'm not going to do that this time. So I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit. I got these for my birthday from Paul's mom. It's like 12 of them for $30 or something, and they have sealed lids that like are leak proof. The best things ever. They bake just fine. They even say that you can bake them. Like it's not gonna like explode or anything. I love these. I actually have 2 different. I love them. I use them for everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some mushrooms and green peppers in the bottom of these. I'm gonna spray it with a little bit of oil just so nothing sticks. It shouldn't stick, but just in case. Google teaches me everything. Like I was like, you know what? If we're gonna start doing some of this stuff, maybe we do it well. Maybe we don't look like we cut it with scissors. Water. If you have water, take a drink. Them keto bodies are thirsty. Alright, so let's go ahead. These onions are cooking a lot faster than they did last time. I just have it like on a medium-high heat with some oil in it. I didn't know how to cook onions. You're gonna fuck it up. You're gonna mess it up sometimes, you know? It's okay. It's an onion. They're like $1. Keep trying. Keep trying, friends. I couldn't cook. I didn't know what I was doing. Alright. These feel a little bit dry. I'm gonna add a little bit more oil. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and just put some mushrooms at the bottom of this. It's like a handful. I don't know. I don't really have a plan. I'll probably put some more mushrooms in between. When this stuff is cooked down, it's definitely way smaller. That's for sure. Alright, so I got mushrooms. I'm going to... Yeah, I love Pyrex too. I bake in all my Pyrex. All me and Paul have now is these for storage for meals. And then like food storage and stuff like that, I put in these Pyrexes. We don't really use a lot of anything else. Sometimes I use baggies, but not very often. Okay, so we're gonna do mushrooms, and then I also cut some green peppers all nicely. I did them nicely. So you don't have to buy anything to be keto. Seriously, you don't ever have to buy anything to be keto. But if you're gonna treat yourself to something, my 2 suggestions are a nice knife. Chef Michael, if you don't follow him, he's very knowledgeable, and he's like a chef. He said he has 1 knife, and that's all he ever wants to use. I have a million knives, and I still only want to use like 1 knife. So, a good knife and seasonings. Got some seasonings. The ones at the Dollar Tree are great. They work. If you want to spoil yourself a little bit, get some seasonings. I really like Pinsy's. It's affordable. You get a lot for your bank. Like, I think a jar is like $3. But man, they're such high quality. And it's not like $7 like at Kroger and stuff has really like high prices for some seasonings and things like that. So look around a little bit. Costco has some really good vanilla and stuff like that. Okay, so I just got onions and a little bit of oil in the pan. I put mushrooms and peppers in our dishes. So what we're going to do next is we are going to cut up the meat. So I didn't really have this planned out in a certain order. So I am using a frozen flat iron steak. Can I tell y'all a secret? I think I can tell y'all. I don't know why I couldn't tell y'all. Let's just say that if you are interested in the Butcher Box, they have a cool deal right now. You get like a whole bit, like 6 pounds of free meat, including salmon, bacon, and pork. Wings for life could be soon. So, if you want a Butcher Box, let me know and let me help you out. Okay, so I'm going to use, I pay for Butcher Box myself. I'm not just trying to schmuck y'all some meat. Like, I get them every month. I actually send them to my dad every month now too. Well, he got one for Thanksgiving and he got one for Christmas. Now I'm like am I my dad's meat guy? Like, should I go ahead and send him more boxes like this? Because I want him to have quality meat too. Like, he's up in a different part of Texas and he doesn't get as high of quality stuff at the Walmart. I say that, but he has actually a pretty great grocery store across the street, but it's just really expensive. And I don't know what kind of meat he's getting there, so. I ain't giving away secrets, so ma'am. Is you the secret police? Are you? Anyway, I didn't even say nothing. So, I love my Butcher Box. And if you have Butcher Box, in years past, I don't remember if they did it last year, you can buy Wings for Life. so you can like add it onto the butcher box you already have. So if you wanted to get like the keto bundle that's going on right now, and you wanted to get Wings for Life, you can just add it on. I added mine on for $25. I paid for it to get Wings for Life. I also got the Bacon for Life, which I also paid for that one too. I mean, for $25, I think the Wings for Life might have been $30. I still get wings in every box for $30 one time. Like, that's such a win. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out. It's frozen. I'm using gloves so I don't have to go wash my hands. And then I got a little trash bowl. Okay, if you have questions about the butcher box, let me know. I can let you know what's up. We can talk about it. I love my butcher box. I think it's great. I don't think that if you're on a budget, you should be getting a butcher box. It's expensive, but if it's something you can fit in and you want high quality meats, that's cool too. Walmart meats are just the same. I mean, it's fine. So the butcher box is, they have a couple different ones. Okay, so the lowest one, so let's just say you want to get the budget one, whatever the lowest one is. It is $129, but what they do is they guarantee that you're going to have a certain amount of meat in every box, and they go ahead and curate it for you, which is great. So every month you'll get something that, maybe it's steaks, maybe it's chicken, maybe it's a pork butt, and you cook it. That's it. Then they have a bigger one that comes with a whole bunch of meat. The one I get, sorry, I don't want my onions to burn over here, so I'm going to move them around a little bit after they get brown. You don't want to move around too much because you want them to get like nice and brown on some edges. Jihei taught me that. The butcher box I get's a little bit more expensive. It's $149, but I get to pick 6 items. So I get to pick any 6 items I want to come in that box. And it's $140 or $49, and it's all organic, grass-fed. It's just the good stuff. I always pick like big stuff. Like, I'm not gonna lie. So I want the most bang for my dollar. So sometimes I'll pick a chicken, which is pretty big. The pork butts are like 7 pounds sometimes. So I'll get a pork butt. Their hamburgers are pretty. They're not big. You just get a lot. They're pork loins. You get 4 for like one of your slots, so you can get a ton of pork. Like, so it's kind of however you want to do it in the box. They have a couple different options, and they have like add-ons, and they have like specials sometimes. So like they have a special going on right now, where it's like the keto bundle, which is just a ton of meat. So if you're starting keto, you need meat. So pretty good deal. I like it. I think their meats are good, and they come to my door, and they're all frozen, and then I'm just like, all right, what's for the meal this week? And I'm like, oh, well, I have a pork butt. That's what the meal's going to be. Okay, I'm going to move this phone down. I'm sorry I can't show y'all, but I'm just slicing this beef. Well, I won't show it. So I'm just doing little bitty slices. Whoosh. That's it. Got little slices. I'm just using a really sharp knife. And the beef is frozen. Okay, so my onions look done. So I'm going to go ahead and take them out and put them in a bowl really fast. And then I'm going to start putting the meat into this skillet, because I'm going to go ahead and cook the meat a little bit. You don't have to cook it all the way. You just want to brown it. Give it some flavor. Probably could salt it, but I didn't bring salt over here, so oops. Okay, so going to go ahead and start layering the meat just one at a time, because I am going to flip them as they go and take them out as they cook, because you don't want to cook them for too long because they're thin, and you don't want them to get too dry, like chewy. You don't want them to be chewy because of beef. Okay, so I'm going to keep cutting. I'm going to slice my beef. Oh, I'm going to show y'all. Okay, so here's I don't know what kind of knives these are. I got them on meh.com. They had some sale. No. These came from Paul's family, actually. That's the symbol. They're from Amazon, I think. There we are. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my steak and I'm just cutting through just like that. Just slices, little thin ones. It's okay if they're a little thick. It's not a big deal. And then I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to go ahead and flip the meat over here because it's getting brown and delicious. And all I'm doing is just, I'm sorry guys, you're just looking at my armpit. Just flipping over these little pieces of beef in my skillet. I don't want to cook them too much. They'll cook in the oven. Not that big of a deal. Okay, just get those brown. I'm gonna finish cutting my meat. Isn't this meat beautiful? You want to see it? Look at that chunk of meat. Like, you see that? Isn't that pretty? Butcher Box is really high quality, and like, and this is not to slight anyone. Y'all know I can't make a steak. I just can't make a steak very well at all. So I rotated the steak around to the other side where it's kind of defrosting a little bit more, just to make it easier to cut. Since I'm doing this in shifts anyways. So Butcher Box is like pretty high quality. So it's really hard to mess up. So like even if I overcook it, it's really not that big of a deal because you can't really tell if it's really high quality. Like it would take some really overcooking to like overcook it, I think. So I'm just touching everything with raw meat hands. Just everything. Anything on this table. Do you like my cut? This is Paul's cutting board, actually. He had some pretty great kitchen stuff before I moved in. I can't lie. Like, I kind of hit the jackpot with him. He likes to cook. He likes to cook too. I guess you can see it, but it's pretty. I like it. It's really good in photos, Nia. Okay, so all I'm doing over here is just browning the meat. I'm not even cooking it almost all the way. It's just kind of pinkish. Whatever. It's not a big deal. I'm just trying to cook a little bit of it so it's not raw. I think Jessica suggests just like putting it in the oven for a little while you prep everything else. But, I mean, this works. This is what I did last time. Except last time I did cut everything up before I started. So, I wish I knew where you got this cutting board from. I like it a lot, and it takes a lot of, like, I've cut on it so many times, and it doesn't have a whole bunch of marks on it yet. Like, awesome. Okay, I think I turned that down a little too much. Okay, so I'm browning my meat. I already browned my onions. I have put the mushrooms and the peppers in the bottom. Okay, so the next major step is the sauce that goes with them. So, this is ugly. I don't know how I want this to look. Okay, so the sauce is mayo, sprouted mustard, and mayonnaise. Super easy stuff. She has measurements, so if you want this recipe, I'm not going to really give it out today. What I'm going to do is send you to Jessica's stories at Daily Ketosis, and she has put the recipe up on her stories for us today. This was not a recipe she had like on her blog or anything. I kind of swindled her into putting it up a little bit. Like, I didn't ask her to. She's so kind and did it out of the kindness of her own heart. But doing it on live pushed her to make her share it with us. So if you like this and you do eat it and you try it, please go tell her thank you, because this is definitely her recipe. I'm not good at stuff like this, so I would have never come up with something as good as she did. Okay, so I'm just over here browning my meat still. I'm going to take this cooking board away. Wait, cutting board. And we are going to make the, like, the cream part of it. So, for hers, it is cream cheese, mayonnaise, and mustard. So, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to use way less cream cheese, about half the mayo, and then I'm actually going to put more, like, slices of cheese into ours. Because me and Paul talked about it, and we think we want more like cheese, like, instead of it being creamy. Which, friends, this is such... Spewed all over me. This is such an easy recipe. I'm definitely not measuring anything. So you can't really mess it up. I mean, I say that, but, like, really, it's foolproof. And, like, even Jessica said, she said half the fun, or whatever, of recipes is, like, kind of getting to make it your own. I know what me and Paul like, and he was like, I really like what we did last time. So I'm going to go ahead and change that for him. So I just used some 1/3 fat, less fat cream cheese. Saves you on calories, same amount of carbs. So, not a big deal. Okay. I do need to fill your opinion. You know what? This cheesesteak, so we have a cheesesteak place. Shout out to the Cheesesteak House in Dallas. There's 3 of them. If you have not eaten there and you're in Dallas, holy crap, we almost just ruined our lives. They are my favorite place to get a cheesesteak, and they always accommodate me. I really like them. And actually, they're one of their managers like tried keto for a while. Anyways, okay, this meat's not cooking as fast as I'd like it to. They do a cheesesteak, and the thing I like about their cheesesteak is not even necessarily the cheesesteak. It's the sauce. Like, I want their Chipotle mayo, I don't even remember what they call it, sauce. That's all I want. And I want it on everything I own. But, alas, I don't know the recipe. So, what I have come up with is I got this stuff this weekend at Kroger. And then you'll see down here? I got this stuff at Kroger. And I mix it with this Chipotle aioli stuff. This is delicious together. This is not spicy. This is too spicy. This is delicious. So, that's so extra and I don't care. I want it to taste like their stuff. And I have yet to find something that tastes like theirs. And like, I even like got a can of Chipotle's and put them in a food processor and did all of that. And no, it's not the same. I don't know why. Okay, so, meat's looking good. We're gonna start putting together our cheesesteaks. Okay, so this is what we got. Me and Paul's Is that how you're supposed to say it? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer... How do I want to do this? Okay, so I'm going to put just a little bit of this cream mixture stuff. Just split all over... Oh, lost a pepper. Lost a pepper, that's alright. Just kind of one little layer. And then we're going to put cheese on it. I'm not going to put cheese on mine because calories count. Which is stupid. Okay, so Jessica's recipe says to use something else. I don't remember what cheese it is. Pepper jack and something else. And I don't use those on my my cheesesteaks. Cheesesteaks here come with American cheese. Like white, melty American cheese. Hang on one second, friends. So, at my Kroger, they have like a little section where you don't even have to talk to anybody and they'll give you deli meats. It's awesome. So, I got the American white cheese. This is what we put on our stuff. This is just what, I don't know why. I don't know what the difference is, but I wasn't going to change my cheeses because that's scary. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make a little layer of cheese for Paul. What am I doing with this? Perfect. Balance it on this bowl right here. Alright, so we got a layer of cheese. We're going to do a layer of meats. And last time I did chop the meat up a little bit. I'm just not going to worry about doing that because time matters. Not really. Okay. These baking dishes were not the right size of what I needed. I'll tell you that right now. Okay, so I'm also going to... Okay, so Paul's, I put meat in. Cool. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do mine while I'm doing his. I'm going to use not as much cream cheese mixture. Man, calories suck. Like, I was eating it this weekend, and it was so good with, like, the full amount of, like, cream cheese mayo mixture, and all I could think about is, this is 1 billion calories. I know that's so stupid, but I'm trying to be so good about not overeating. And if I want snacks later, I can't have all my calories at dinner. Stupid. Okay, so... Put a layer of meat. Taking away all the meat. Alright, so I also have some onions. I love me some onions. Paul's not a big onion fan. That's okay. I love onions. I love onions. And I did not like onions until I was like keto. That's when I was like, oh, I do like onions. So I'm taking some of Paul's meat. Shh, he doesn't eat all that meat. Okay. So I'm not wearing my ring because I wanted to get it sized. Because if I lost it, I would die. Like, literally just fall over. So I didn't want to lose it, and it takes, like, way too many days to get it back, for my opinion. I had a dream about it last night, because I want it back so bad. I was like, I never bring back cheese. Okay, so I have mushrooms, peppers, the cheese sauce, meat, and then onions on mine. Paul has an extra layer of cheese. I'm going to go ahead and do him another layer of the sauce. Paul's is a little bit different than mine. I'm going to do a layer of the sauce for him. And mine's going to go in the oven at 350 for, I don't know, until it's really bubbly. I I always put stuff in the wrong size dishes than everybody else. So, oh, I forgot it. I wanted jalapenos. Can't use that. Dang, I'm gonna have to use my fingers. I don't really want to use my fingers. So, peppers. I'm just gonna use some jalapeno peppers. I don't have a fork to use at all. I'm sorry, friends. Okay, so if you ever go to the cheesesteak house, if you're in Dallas and you go, get the grilled peppers, the pepper cheesesteak. That's my favorite. It comes with a ton of peppers on it. It's really, really spicy. Makes me like sweaty spicy. It's so good. So I'm gonna put a lot of jalapenos on this because that's just how I'm feeling today. I didn't think I was gonna eat this for dinner tonight, but now that I'm making it, I am really hungry. So, all right. Yeah, you could do all of this in a different order. So the way I did it this weekend was I did everything individually because everything cooks at different speeds, on this in a skillet. So that's what I did, but the mushrooms I think will be fine. I think everything else will be fine. The sauce melts and gets all ooey gooey. Like, this is gonna be perfect. Like Jessica said, you can make this totally your own. Like, her recipe is the best base, and then you can kind of just go from there. So, I don't know. I can see Facebook Live. I can see everybody down there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, the cut of meat. So I used the flat iron steak, and it was already frozen, so I just left it frozen, and then sliced it while it was frozen, and then just stuck it in the skillet. So I didn't have to, like, defrost it or anything. It was already done. So pretty easy, pretty neat. Most of this stuff you could have just... No, Paul doesn't help me. He kind of lets me do my own thing, which is really kind of him because he gives me my own space and lets me kind of do my own thing, which is nice because, like, I think if you watch me, I feel self-conscious. Like, you can see me. I don't know why. I feel like when I'm with y'all, it's different. That's so goofy. Okay, so there we are. Here's Paul's. We got mushrooms, green peppers, and then this mayo, cream cheese, mustard sauce, steak, onions, and then more cheese. Oh, he had 2 layers of cheese. I didn't have 2 layers of cheese. Actually, I think he's going to get more cheese. And then mine is just mushrooms, peppers, a layer of the cream, meat, onions, jalapenos, and then cheese. So he eats more than I do, so he's got more cheese. So this recipe is from Daily Ketosis, Jessica. I don't know if y'all follow her. She has the cutest little poopy dogs. And a kitten, and a baby. So I started following Jessica when I was single, so a very long time ago. And let me just talk about Jessica for a second. I don't know if she's ever going to see this or not. So Jessica is such a beautiful person. And she's one of those people. Okay, so. Okay, we all go through really hard shit in our life, right? Like, woe is me, end of the world. Everybody has their own stuff. And death. I went through that for a while too. And so did Jessica in her own way, because she has always wanted to be a mom. And you can tell by the way she is with her baby, she was made to be a mom. And she's just a mom. And I would watch her on, like, days I had hard days, and she would be so uplifting, even though she's, like, going through all of this stuff that I can't even imagine, like, how hard it is. And I remember, like, sitting on my porch and having a drink. I used to drink. A fourth a cup of Malibu is like 5 or 7 carbs or something. No, it's 12. So a fourth a cup of Malibu is 12 carbs, and it was just enough to get me drunk. Like, whenever I was like hardcore keto. Anyways, sit on my porch, and Jessica would just be like, "Hey friends, how are y'all?" And she would just she'd talk about, like, her woes. And it never felt, like, disingenuine. Like, it never felt like she was doing it because she wanted attention. She was doing it because she's like, hey, I'm a human and shit sucks for me too. But I wake up every day and I know things are going to get better. And some days you need some Jessica Dukes in your life. Like, I don't know how to explain it. You watch her and it's just kind of like, dang, I'm glad you're here, friend. Like, she used to put, I don't know if she's done this in a while. I haven't seen as many posts or anything, but she'd take a picture of her coffee and she'd be like, you know what, friend, if you were here, I'd invite you in and offer you coffee, and Vern won't shut the fuck up. And I'm just going to ask about how you are, because I want to know how you really are. And like, when you read it, you're like, man, I can feel it. Some people, you're just like, but Jessica, I don't know. So if you're ever really like looking for like an uplifting person, she got the baby of her dreams and she's adorable. And she has 2 dogs and a cat and a husband, and they walk in the mall all the time. She has a dairy-free cookbook. She has a blog. She will make food all weekend or all week, and then she'll email you all the recipes. She's kind of a badass. And she's actually really, really nice, which makes it even better, really, right? So check her out. Daily Ketosis. She didn't ask me to do any of this. I just really like Jessica. Somebody can relate to her. I hope she can just speak to somebody a little bit. She's a really valued part of our community, so. Okay, that's it. That's the bake. I'm going to stick them in the oven until they're... I know her baby's so cute, isn't she? So are her dogs. Guess who has bows? All of the pets in our house have bows now. They only wore them for 10 seconds, and their photos aren't cute, but everybody's got bows. This weekend, let me give you a rundown of what I did this weekend. I made Jessica's bake, the cheesesteak bake. I made turnips like Jessica. I bought bows like Jessica. What else did I do? Talked to Jessica. Like, did all of the things. Okay, so questions, comments, or concerns? I'm always here. If you need anything, I don't know what time it is, but we can probably be done. I appreciate y'all showing up. I'm glad we got to cook together. If you make this, tag me, tag Daily Ketosis. It's her recipe. She's a doll for letting me make it. I hope y'all have a great night. See y'all later.